Hello, fellow Sky Dwellers. My name is CG, and I'm the Vice President at Facer Insurance. One of the best services I can provide any of our insureds is the understanding of what their policies do and don't cover. There's nothing worse than paying for a policy premium only to discover it wasn't providing you the coverages that you thought it was. The premium is painful enough, there's no need for a surprise after a claim to go with it. So in order to try and combat some of the ambiguity that is found in these policies, I've decided to make a series of videos that addresses some of the most common misunderstandings I encounter when I'm in discussions with our insureds. The topic I'm going to address today is coverage for independent certified flight instructors, or as they're more commonly referred to, CFIs. This is an area where I consistently see confusion about how coverage is applied. A lot of assumptions get made about protections that might be there but might not be, and subsequently some of the largest gaps in coverage. There are a few different ways you can address this need, but the three we're going to talk about today are being added as an additional insured as respect flight instruction, asking for a waiver of subrogation, and then the best option of all, purchasing your own CFI non-owned coverage. The misunderstanding I encounter the most in this area of protection is the premise of being added to someone else's insurance policy. I recently took a phone call from a CFI who told me that when he typically offers instruction to someone else, he just has them add him to their policy. And so I asked him, what does that mean? And he said, I don't actually know. Well, most people don't, and that's okay, because you're not the insurance person, you're the instructor. But being added to someone's insurance policy can mean a lot of different things, not all of them useful to you. Let's look at an example. Let's imagine student pilot John has hired CFI Sam to be his instructor in his freshly purchased Cherokee. As he often does, Sam asked student pilot John to add him to his policy.
Hey John, were you able to add me to your insurance?
Yeah, I think so. They said you were approved.
Sounds good, let's go fly.
You were approved? Uh-oh, that could be okay, or it could mean nothing for Sam. But as often happens, they're gonna go fly. Everything is going just fine until a small oversight is made. Sam's last 100 hours of instruction were given in Cessnas, and he forgot to switch tanks in this Cherokee. Fortunately, Sam's a good stick, and after a failed engine restart, he safely dead sticks the aircraft down onto a road and right into the back of a car.
Look what you did to my car, and my neck hurts. I'm calling my lawyer.
So what happens now? Well, John was receiving instruction in his own aircraft from a CFI who was qualified to do so. Everyone was a named and approved pilot. Assuming all other terms of the policy are met, they'll be protected.
No worries, John. We'll get the plane fixed and take care of the man in the car.
But what about Sam?
I'm covered too, right? John told me he had me approved by the insurance company.
I'm sorry, Sam, but I don't believe I have any coverage I can provide you. You were added as a named pilot, but the policy excludes any pilots flying the aircraft on behalf of an instructing service. Because you didn't sign any agreement with John for the instruction, you may be hearing from our attorneys regarding the damage to the aircraft.
Ahem.
As you can see, Sam has found himself in something of a perilous position, which is especially frustrating for him because he tried to make sure that he was covered. But, as was the case for Sam, and is often the case for a lot of CFIs, he just didn't know what to ask for when getting himself added to John's insurance policy. So let's take a look back at those three things we mentioned earlier about ways that you can make sure you're covered as a CFI providing instruction. Requesting to be an additional insured as respects flight instruction, requesting a waiver of subrogation, or purchasing a CFI non-owned policy. By being added as an additional insured as pertains flight instruction, the CFI has requested that the insurance company will extend the aircraft owner's liability protection to also cover the CFI. Most insurance companies will do this free of charge as they view the premise of their aircraft owner receiving instruction as a positive thing.
We have Sam added as additional insured for the instruction. Have fun.
By requesting a waiver of subrogation, the CFI is requesting the insurance company promise to him or her they won't come after the instructor for damages in the event that something happens to the aircraft during training. And then the last option, which in my opinion is the best option, is to obtain a CFI non-owned policy. And the reason I think that's the best option is because even if you do everything right, like we've discussed so far in the video, if you obtain that waiver of subrogation and you obtain additional insured status, if the owner does something to invalidate their own coverage, there may not be coverage for you. In which case, the only way to guarantee that you have coverage is through your own insurance policy. Now, if you have any questions for me about the topics we've discussed so far in this video, please leave them in the comment section below. I can only provide definitive guidance to my own insureds, but I am happy to try and better explain any of the topics we've covered. And if you want to become my insured, I can help with that too. But until next time, thank you very much for watching, and you are cleared direct.